Well, I think this is true, that in all the surveys that are run, if you take an emergency room and decide what are the true emergencies, this varies from 5 to 20% are true emergencies. The other, so 80 to 95% are not true emergencies. They're really walk-in clinic problems, and they're the sort of things that would end up in the doctor's office if there was a doctor who had his office open at 1 o'clock in the morning, but there just isn't. So these people need care. They have to turn someplace, but they're not truly emergencies.
Well, I'm disappointed, but I don't think it's the last stand that we can take to get something done about the equitable ad valorem, about having equity in the ad valorem tax and taking the structure that the ad valorem tax acts upon and applies and get this load off of property. It's not fair, and we're very disappointed that the Teachers Association took a stand the way they did, because it's so unfounded and really doesn't have a whole lot of validity to it.
You don't believe Amendment 3 would harm the school districts that much?
It wouldn't harm them at all. My idea on that is that the government should get out and stay out, but I think that it ought to take them 5 to 10 years to phase it out so that it won't break every small farmer that we've got left.
Can you tell us about any plans in the beefing up of the burglary division, or what you plan to do to try to halt this?
Yes, we are going to beef up our program in that area. We presently have the vacancies for that. This will ultimately call for transfer from other divisions, both within the jail and in patrol, and after some specialized studies to go in this area. So while we're talking about this, we're also talking about the need for additional officers at the Dallas County Sheriff's Office. We do have positions open, and we'd like to talk to all young men who are qualified, like to have the law enforcement as their profession, to come in and see us.
There are many, many things, such as the treatment of minor injuries, things requiring 1 or 2 stitches, the treatment of minor colds, or even the triage or separation of patients out that can be adequately performed by a well-trained nurse. I believe that the training programs exist, and if the doctors get busy and provide the information and the guidance that they need, and at the same time if the legislators will see the need for permitting other people to participate in health care, I think that a well-trained nurse can offer an amazing, and I should say an astounding degree of service, which heretofore she hasn't been allowed to give.
What would have to be done to allow nurses to perform even minor medical services?
Well, I think the first thing, Mr. Thomas, would be to change the Nursing Practice Act, which usually is a state act and most often prohibits nurses from making diagnoses or providing treatment. They're restricted to the provision of nursing care. We all know that over the years nurses have not done this. They are forced by their situation, by the places where they work and the circumstances, to do a little diagnosing and a little treating. They do a good job of it, and many times they receive no thanks from anybody except the patient.
Promises, promises, promises. The parents of the children in the Shady Oaks area are fed up with promises. What they want is a bridge here. One mother called Contact 8 out of sheer frustration, and a group of parents plan to share their upset with the Dallas City Council on Monday. The residents say that it is now 8 months since the bridge was torn out, and no work has begun on a replacement. This bridge is the only natural route for the children on this side who go to the FP Caillet Elementary School. Without it, the children have to go 8 blocks out of their way onto Marsh Lane, a busy, hectic 6-lane thoroughfare. What happened, it seems, is that some of the homeowners on one side of the creek immediately adjacent to the bridge objected to the proposed design. They refused the city the right-of-way, so negotiations took place. Finally, a new design has been agreed upon, but the new design alters the work so much that the contractor feels that it's a whole new project that's been instituted. The Public Works Department now is aiming to split the work on the creek and offer the bridge work here to new bidding and a new contractor. That could be another month before that bidding is held. And if that were not enough, when I called to check on the situation, one Public Works official explained that even if the bridge were begun, it couldn't be totally completed because to complete the bridge completely would cut off all the other access to other necessary work on the creek. But back to the children. What it amounts to is a classic case of homeowner versus city versus homeowner, with the children in the middle still having to use Marsh Lane, a busy, hectic 6-lane thoroughfare to go to school. That's Contact 8. This is Teel Salaun.